Hi, my name is Ashley Roberts, and welcome to the third part of this presentation. In this section of the presentation, I will be discussing social media addiction, our plan on how to tackle this issue, and how this ties into some of the concepts that we've talked about in social psychology thus far. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you, and we'll get started. So studies have actually shown that social media usage can have an impact on a person's self-esteem. Having control over the image one is able to present of themselves to an online audience can have a positive impact on a person's self-esteem and can allow users of social media to experience feelings of a high self-esteem. It has also been observed that being in control of one's online image can allow people to feel as though they are creating a positive self-presentation and thus are increasing their social status amongst their peers. However, it's also been shown that social media usage can have a negative impact on a person's self-esteem. When users of social media began to compare themselves to the content others were posting online, they began to experience feelings of a low self-esteem. They also began to experience feelings of a low self-esteem whenever other users on social media began to give them negative feedback on their online content. It's also been shown that an over-reliance on social media can be tied to feelings of a low self-esteem. It was even shown that the more time someone spent using social media applications like Facebook and Twitter, the more likely they were to have a low self-esteem. This information can tie into some of the concepts we've learned about in social psychology. In this course, we discussed self-esteem. We discussed how feelings of accomplishment and satisfaction with our relationships with others can create feelings of high self-esteem. We also discussed how feelings of failure, feelings of criticism, and a lack of acknowledgement from others can create feelings of a low self-esteem. We also discussed the concept of self-presentation, or the tendency to be able to present a positive image of oneself to others with the goal of increasing one's social status. People tend to create a positive self-presentation by presenting positive attributes about themselves to others. And self-presentation and self-esteem can both be seen in what I've discussed about social media usage and how social media usage can impact a person's self-esteem, but it can also allow a person to create a positive self-presentation of themselves and feel as though they are raising their social status. Some of the concepts that we've discussed in social psychology can also be seen in the plans that we have to tackle the issue of social media addiction. The method that we're planning on using when it comes to tackling the issue of social media addiction is a campaign to educate people about social media addiction and the impact it has on people's lives. We plan on using Cialdini's principles of social influence in our campaign, and we plan on using the authority principle, which is basically the concept that people are influenced by those who they perceive as being experts on a subject. We also plan on using the likability principle, which is basically the concept that people are influenced by those who they consider to be similar to themselves. We plan on using both the authority principle and the likability principle in our campaign. We plan on using the authority principle by using articles about social media addiction that have been written by experts in peer-reviewed journals and articles. We plan on using the likability principle by having those who have been impacted by social media addiction give their testimonies about their experiences. We feel that using Cialdini's principles of social influence will help us influence people to become more aware of social media addiction and to maybe even re-examine the way that they use social media. These are the references that I used when making this presentation. And that's about all I have for you guys. I hope that you feel more informed about social media addiction and sort of our plans for it and how these things tie in to some of the information that we've learned about in social psychology. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great day.